Today on the playground, we got a special project for you. We're going to be customizing my daughter's bike frame. It came missing a component that's just basic on any bike that I think could be easily put on this bike. So they should have done it at the factory, but they didn't. So we're going to be changing that today. So stick around here and see what we can do here on Hemingway's Playground. Welcome to Hemingway's Playground. Please like and subscribe. So here's the bike that I have that I am going to be fixing. So we got a basic bike frame. You know, we got our down tube, we got our top tube, but there's something missing on the down tube. There's two little bolts right here that aren't there. Those are water cage bolts. For some reason, this bike doesn't have any water bottle bolts or water bottle mounting options. And yeah, I could get something to mount on the handlebars, but that's just dumb. So what we want is something like this to fit right there. That's a perfect fit for a standard size bottle on a side entry bottle cage. Don't know why they didn't do this or plan on this when they built it. Probably cost savings, but that's what we're going to do today. We're going to install some Rivnuts right in there. So let's see how that process goes. So these are Rivnuts. What I got to do is I got to drill holes in the frame here and up here. Drop these down in those holes. And then using a type of pressure, it mushrooms out and holds in the frame solid. So maybe it's a better view there. So that's going to drop down in the frame. I got to drill a hole in here, hole up here. Got to find the right measurement for that, and then put those down in there. Pull up, put on some up pressure, just like a rivet, and it mashes together and holds into the frame. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I've measured the standard water bottle cage, and the spacing on the standard water bottle cage is approximately 64 millimeters. So that's what I've got my caliper set up at, and we're going to use that as spacing guides for our holes. So I've already measured, and I know that the bottom hole of the bottle cages basically needs to be at that red co-op logo right here. So that is my center point, and I'm going to put it just below there. And then the top one will be right up here. Now I need to make sure that's centered straight up and down, but eyeballing it, that looks pretty close. If we take our bottle cage, put that on there, line it up with the bottom hole, top hole. Not sure how well you can see that, but those holes line up perfectly there. I still have some space to slide it if I wanted to, but I think I want it to be about like that. That'll give us space for the bottom of the water bottle to not hit the frame here. I think. Let's double check it. Always double check, right? Measure twice, cut once. In fact, it's a good thing I did. I think, no, that's, yeah, that's perfect right there. Gives me about 4 millimeters here. I got about 10 millimeters here. That's perfect. So the next thing we want to do is Again, make sure we're centered on both of these areas and start drilling. All right, so I measured the halfway point. Make sure that I'm centered on there halfway from either edge. And my eyeballing was actually really good. I barely had to move it at all. Maybe just a millimeter to the, I guess it'd be my left on this upper hole. The other hole was centered perfectly. So my marks are good. Now we're going to start figuring out how to drill that. All right, first we're going to put a little mark on here so that the drill bit knows where to stay when we're trying to drill it in. Basically, we're just going to put a little dent in there. Just like that. Same thing down here. Maybe a little harder than that. There we go. Little divot there. Now my drill bit knows where to stay. All right, so I put a little bit of oil on here. It's not really cutting oil, but it's the best I got. It's a lubricant on the same, so it's going to help to lubricate the metal as I cut it. I'm going to put my drill bit right where I marked, hoping that it stays there, doesn't drift around, which I'm struggling with that right now. There we go. And there it goes, it drifted. No. Okay, not liking how this is starting out. I think it's because of this tight angle I'm at. Right here. Possibly because of this drill bit style. I'm going to change drill bits out. Alright, went with a different drill. More of a 90-degree angle drill, hoping it would fit in here a little bit better. Doesn't really fit in here that great. I'm starting with a slightly smaller drill bit to get a good hole started. I'm going to come at it at a couple different angles to keep it as square as possible because I can't get right in where I need to. There we are. There's that one. The same thing with back here. I'm going to try and get that hole in the perfect spot. Not let it drift down. Whoa, that didn't work. Ta-da! 2 holes in the frame. Now I got to make them wider for the Rivnut to sit in. All right, so I upped the drill bit size to just below what I think I'm going to need, and now we're going to try and open that hole just a little bit wider. I put a little more oil on the drill bit itself. Ah, walked on me. Go. Same thing with this other one. A little bit of oil on the drill bit. And give it a couple of turns. In that direction. Get some of the metal flake off of there. All right, that's that. Wipe that off a little bit. And even the edges aren't too sharp. That's good. So I'm trying to fit my Rivnuts in the hole, and we're close, but not quite there yet. I wanted to try to go with a slightly smaller hole to see if I could press these in. And it's not going to happen with this size hole, so we're going to move up one more drill bit. All right, got the next size drill bit. I'll hold that in here. From the other side as well. Yeah, we've got some edges that's a little tighter, a little scratchier. Same thing over here. There we go. See how close we are with our Rivnut. Oh yeah, that's pretty close. I wonder if I can tap these in with a little hammer. I don't know that I can. My holes aren't 100% round, so I might just try to round those out just a touch. Try this now. Oh, so close. That one's pretty darn good. Maybe take a little file to it real quick. I got a little file here. We're going to try just smoothing out the edges in here just a bit and see if we can't take a couple of this little edge off here. No. Oh yeah. That I can probably tap in and it's not going to go anywhere. We'll call that one probably pretty good. Oh yeah, with this one here. It's pretty close, but I think that top and bottom portion needs a little bit of work. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Now we need to set that Rivnut with some tools, and we can hold the bottle cage. Same thing with this one here. Go around both directions. Boom. Okay. Now we've got our Rivnut setting tool. Now this is a little different. Most Rivnut setting tools look more like a rivet gun, but this one, we tighten this into place and then we turn this here and smash it all together, and that should bring that to a pinch onto the frame. We get some tools and we'll get that going. So I got my adjustable wrench on this Rivnut setter. It's going to hold it in place. It's firm in the frame, and we're going to set that in. That seem right? As I think about that more, I think I'm just going to strip out this Rivnut. Just keep working it. Seems to be getting pretty close. I just feel like I'm going to break this bolt off in there. But maybe it's not going to do that. It's feeling pretty good. I'm going to give it another 1/2 millimeter turn. I think that's good. All right, so we got this one all set up. That one's good. It's in there. Now we're going to go to the next one. This must be the world's strongest bolt. It doesn't break. Every time I work on it, it feels like it's going to snap off. But, or maybe I fear it's snapping off because I've snapped so many water bottle bolts in the past. And that's a scary thing when you got an event that day. Push it all down into place. Tool on there. And start turning it. Start reefing it into place. And I've also broken Allen wrenches. It's the other thing that I've done. So that's where there's even more concern. Just thinking maybe I should have lubed these threads a little bit first to help make things move more smoothly. Lubricate the bolt.
sounds awful, but it feels good. Loosen it up. Boom, that's done. All right, it's time to mock this thing up. We're going to put our bottle cage on. Look at that. Fits nicely. Put a bolt in here. All right, there's that. Now we got our bottle. Like a glove. Looks like I could slide the bottle cage up this way a bit. We're hitting a bit on the bottom there, but mocked up, that looks pretty good. That's exactly what I wanted right there. Now my kid can take a bottle with them anytime they need it. Shift this mock up down just a touch. There. Now it's not touching here. Not touching up here. Got plenty of room. Bottle. Awesome. All right, today, so we got to learn how to install and customize a frame to make it more convenient and more user-friendly for the rider. We installed the Rivnuts on the frame, and we're able to install that water bottle cage so that my kids can have a water bottle with them when they ride their bike. If you like this kind of content and you like following along, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel here at Hemingway's Playground.